Welcome back to Halloween Horror Reviews 2023. Guys, we're at the finishing stretch for Halloween Horror Reviews 2023. Halloween Horror Reviews 2023 has been such a joy to do this year, and I really hope, and I know I keep saying this, I've been saying this generally since the review of Evil Dead 2, but everybody, I just want to say I hope you all have been enjoying this year's reviews, because I've been having the time of my life making these year's reviews for you, and I am generally bummed that's coming to an end legitimately tomorrow. When it comes to the final review, which comes out tomorrow, I will have an announcement regarding next year's reviews, which, yes, I'm not gonna lie, I may have been planning out. Today's review for a movie may not necessarily be a horror film per se, but this particular film does take place on, well, October 30th, aka, if I'm not mistaken, Devil's Night. Moving on to today's review, I'm here to talk about 1994's The Crow, directed by Alexander Proyas. We follow a character named Eric Draven who, 1 year prior, he comes back home only to see that a bunch of thugs have broken into his apartment and are brutally assaulting his wife, but they also brutally assault and murder him. 1 year later, aka in the events of the film, Eric Draven has come back as the Avenger to not only avenge not only his death, but his fiance's death. Alrighty guys, so let's get into The Crow. Damien! This is a movie that I have wanted to talk about for a very, very long time. Ever since I first saw it back in I think it's 2014 or 2015, so almost 10 years ago. Holy crap. The Crow is a movie that I'd always wanted to watch, but I just never got around to it until one day I was like, you know what? I got nothing better to do right now, so let's plop on The Crow. This movie kicks so much ass. I actually could have reviewed The Crow last year for last year's reviews, because I actually did have the chance to see this movie in a movie theater last year, which, by the way, the movie theater I saw this in last year is called Savor Cinema, and no joke, this is a movie theater that is converted from a Catholic church. Yeah, I'm just gonna myself here. This used to be a Catholic church, and they converted it into a movie theater. Imagine watching a movie like The Crow in a setting like that. And yeah, it was as badass as you could think it could possibly be. The reason why I didn't review The Crow last year instead of waiting a whole year is because I already had too much on my plate for Halloween Horror Reviews 2022, but I figured, you know what? I couldn't do it last year, but this year, I could definitely make an exception for that. There's only two performances here I want to talk about. One of them being the obvious Brandon Lee, but also Ernie Hudson, who plays the cop that is kind of on the heels of, well, you know, The Crow. Ernie Hudson, I thought, was really, really good in the film, portraying the cop that's kind of on the heels of The Crow's path. Ernie Hudson, I thought, was so much fun to watch, and he has some really, really cool parts in this movie. There's only one real star of this movie, and that is Brandon Lee as Eric Draven. I need to say this right now. Rest in peace to an actor who is unfortunately taken away from us literally because of an accident, to which I'm not going to get into it, because I want to spend at least the next minute or two talking about how magnificent that Brandon Lee is in this movie. Brandon Lee turns in a performance filled with charisma, sorrow, pain, torment. After you see the events that happen that lead up and the reason why that Eric Draven is going on his quest for vengeance, Brandon Lee carries that conviction so perfectly and so beautifully. This man just oozes charisma, confidence, especially one of the first times you see one of those close-ups as him as the Crow. When this man is kicking ass, it is so damn satisfying. R.I.P. to a talent that really could have been something special had it not been for such an unfortunate accident. The Crow is one of those movies that wastes no time in getting you right into the thick of the action of the character development, and also just the mythology of the overall story, especially when it comes down to the actual thing, The Crow itself. This really just propels you into this dark, gloomy, almost gothic-like journey, a broody journey of watching a man just raising up from the dead, re-experiencing the pain of what happened to him a year prior, and going on a journey of him going up against these thugs who did him wrong. And oh my god, that story, that journey is so damn satisfying. One particular scene I really want to talk about here, and this is one of my favorite sequences in the entire film, and that is when you see Eric Draven as the Crow seeing somebody who is this little girl's mother who sort of has this attachment to Eric Draven given to what happened because she has a very close friendship. And one of my favorite subplots of this movie were her mother, who is completely just drugged up beyond belief and has a job, which there is a particular scene in this movie that is so good, and that is when Eric Draven goes in this apartment building where this mother is at, and she is just... To say that she is hooked up on drugs is kind of an understatement. Something that I absolutely about this scene is that the rules of the Crow when he is risen are very, very clear. He must only use his powers for vengeance, for tracking down these people, not for helping out other people in his time, or at least that's what I'm thinking is correct. If not, please correct me below, because I am so sorry if I'm wrong. Eric uses his powers to not only essentially kind of clean her up, but to say, hey, your daughter's downstairs. Get down to her right now. Alexander Proyas directs the crap out of this movie. Whether it comes to building up the world building, the mythology, setting up the world, the gloomy atmosphere, the gothic atmosphere, and setting up these really cool darkened shots. But Alexander Proyas did such a phenomenal job of telling this revenge-fueled story while also having these beautiful moments of tranquility within this dark and brooding tale. Not only does The Crow hold up so well, but it still looks awesome. The Crow still looks sleek, stylish, cool. Here's the word again, badass. It has such an overall awesome look. Whether it comes down to the gloomy atmosphere, the gothic architectures, and the overall great and melancholy tone of The Crow. And one of my favorite shots to this day, you have seen it in my Halloween Horror Movies 2023 intro, and that's a shot where you see the camera just dollying out Brandon Lee looking away from his apartment building. The Crow's action is not only brutal, it is so awesome to watch, there's that word again, but most importantly, it is so satisfying. Watching Eric Draven as this undead Avenger going after these thugs and getting the treatment and the punishment that they deserve. Especially in a scene where Eric Draven just crashes a party room and he just starts murking and wasting everybody in that room. Oh, I fucking love that scene so much. Not only does The Crow have an awesome musical score, but the actual soundtrack is straight up incredible. Looking down my record collection, I'm surprised I don't own The Crow already. I need to rectify that as soon as possible.
Happy parents, you old fuck!
The thing I'm about to say doesn't take anything away from my love about The Crow. Is The Crow particularly a scary movie? No, but honestly, who cares? So overall, The Crow is sleek, stylish, badass, and on top of everything else, The Crow absolutely rules. While The Crow isn't a horror film, but at the same time, The Crow is a perfect movie to watch, especially for today on, well, Devil's Night. All in all, I'm gonna give The Crow a 5 out of 5. If you guys have not seen The Crow, stop what you're doing right now, pop this movie on, and get ready for just one awesome ride. So comment down below and let me know, have you guys seen The Crow? What do you think of The Crow? Let me know below. If you guys want to follow me on social media, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'm also on Twitch. So if you guys want to follow me on all those social media platforms, all the links and the username are in the description below. I hope you enjoyed my review of The Crow. If so, please hit that like button, also subscribe, and don't forget that notification bell when the latest review goes live. If you guys want to see my previous 2 reviews, please click it right there or right there. And of course, until my next review and my final review of Halloween Horror Movies 2023 goes live, I will see you all next time, or I should say, tomorrow.